Hidden path ahead. There we go. Oh! Welcome to what I think is our finale of Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. Until New Game Plus, of course. I'm taking a quick detour before we progress, because I want to deal with this hidden path over here. Gotta deal with stabby people first, though. Get out of here. Alright, let's try to lure one of these guys over there. Hello, friend. Ooh. That was a weird lock-on moment. Please don't. Okay. I was worried I was going to accidentally stab him. You guys want to just wander over there? There we go. Oh, crap. That's close enough. That had to be close enough, right? Yeah. Alright, that wall's broken. I'll take a look around for more, but I think that's the only one. Someone mentioned a hidden path, so I just came back to check it out. This is, of course, where we were in an earlier part of the DLC. Petrified Dragon... Wow. 8 Petrified Dragon Bones. That's... Holy shit. So yeah, if you ever want to upgrade items, I think Old Iron King is the DLC to play through, looks like. Because this entire DLC is so ridiculously packed with upgrade items. Alrighty, so... Now back to moving forward. Backstab! Alright, so I was wrong about moving forward as of yet. Because there's definitely another breakable wall here. Maybe this is the last one? Let's try to scare a barrel guy over there. No, go that way. Over there. You can do it. Please don't walk into the wrong side of the thing. Oh no, he's not going to walk into it correctly. A little to the right. Yeah, you're doing it. You're doing it. Oh, you... Really? Okay, that worked out. What's behind here? Another one. Okay. I'm not checking these for mimics. Nope. When's the last time I had a trapped chest? It's been a while. Catarina gauntlets and leggings. Do I have the whole set now? I might have the entire Catarina set. Let's look at normal items actually. Oh, and you can't look at all items together like in Bloodborne. Okay. That makes this part a little awkward and time consuming. Catarina leggings. Catarina gauntlets. Catarina armor. And Catarina helm. Oh, hello. I am a giant. What? What? Wait, what? That didn't over-encumber me. I can actually roll around. I don't fat roll in the fat armor. That's pretty funny. That's not what I expected. Are these really light armor? Catarina helm. The armor is... it's 11. So yeah, it weighs less than a lot of the other armor types, I guess. I did not expect to be able to wear this without becoming over-encumbered. It would be funny to fight the final boss dressed like this. I don't know, I might give it a go. It's just the stamina regeneration might be a problem. Alright, our goal is to once again move up from the foyer. And we're going to take that same elevator I showed you guys earlier. Except this time... It's that one... Always one moment late. Oh, oh. What a predicament we have here. I just don't know how to proceed. I don't know Siegmeyer's dialogue well enough. Oh! Almost didn't make it. Maybe Siegmeyer would have been more effective if he had two ridiculous ice rapiers. So this little, almost hidden area, because it's taking a series of weird elevators upward that kind of backwards through the level, is actually where the final boss in the entire game is, out of all the ones we have left to do. And as far as I know, it's completely optional, and we have a surprise waiting for us. Hi, Prowlers! Among other things, you have to do this boss if you want to successfully get all the pieces of the soul of Elsana? I don't know, man. There's too many queens. I don't know their names anymore. Ow. You're a problem, aren't you? You're a problem. To deal with that real quick. Alright, so not the best first showing at fighting Prowlers. I've done better. But also I have a buttload of life gems. Because the soul requirement for leveling up is so high now that if I only have a fourth of a level left, I could be like, but I have like 500 life gems now. So that's handy. Let's go ahead and get rid of this guy right away. Want to get rid of this wedge. And back off. There we go. How many of these souls do I have? Was it Nadalia? That's the name. I'm bad at remembering these names. How many pieces do we have of her soul? We have 10. Which ones are left? I know there's one left that I passed early on. That's what this wedge will be for, but I also need to get one more wedge. There's one more wedge I have to get from after the boss fight, so we need that to proceed anyway. So on we go. And here's where things get harder. Hello, friend. If you could be a little less invincibility framey, that'd be handy. Wow. Are these guys easier to kill than the first Prowlers was? Oh, yeah, we get attacked by one guy in the Madman helm. And then you go upstairs and suddenly there's like so many, like, oh my god, more than you can handle. That was a very handy crit from the engraved gauntlets right there. Oops, I'm not locked onto the one that I need to be locked onto right now. Quick heal, I'm about to get stabbed. Still though, they're not that... okay. Probably the biggest problem I'm having right here is just trying to lock onto the enemies. Oh yeah, these guys are noticeably easier to kill than the other one was. Let's just be careful about this. Two-hander weapon. Yeah, power stancing rapier seems kind of pointless, to be honest. It's just kind of fun to have. It can be handy if you want to, how do I put this? It's good for shitty enemies, basically. Power stancing rapiers is effective at wiping out, its power stance is good against trash mobs, like all those axemen, all the armor guys, little normal soldiers running around everywhere, but if you fight a PvP invader, or an NPC invader, or a boss fight, two-handing a rapier seems way more effective just because you can attack way faster and have more control and get more attacks in without power stancing. Because the power stance attack, it's just, it can be so kind of awkward to utilize. That extra delay makes a big difference when the whole, especially when the whole point of your attack is, the whole point of your weapon is to be fast. Head-to-head and short charmer. Okay. Okay. So, this is very glowy armor over here. And here's the Bonfire of Convenience. If that was the boss fight right there, this would be another really convenient bonfire, just like the one we had for the Fume Knight. Unfortunately, this is one of the most inconvenient bonfires in the game, possibly. Not counting, of course, the one we had to deal with for, what's it called? Ludenzollen from Ivory King. That was a much bigger problem because of the frozen wastes, of course, but this one's a bit of an issue. Here we go. So this sequence is a little interesting. We're in the Memory of the Iron King. Is this a player? Steel-wheeled lorry. You are all over the place, aren't you? And the other one is Drifter, Swordsman, Idol. Alright. So what's interesting about this whole thing is that I had to use the Ashen Mist Heart to get in here. And that's noteworthy because in the original incarnation of this game, when you got the DLCs, you just immediately had the keys to each DLC in your inventory to give you access, which meant that it says one cannot reside in the memory for long. I don't think you can actually get kicked out of this memory based on a time limit, because it has a boss fight and everything. Let's try to be careful about this. This place can be nasty because it's full of these samurai dudes. And also, there's clearly all those things that are going to shoot fireballs at me, too. So there's a number of things to be worried about here. Just take it slow and cautious. Obviously, this guy's going to try to attack me, so I'm going to try to run past him. But you don't want to run too fast. See, those fire guys encourage you to run past them, because that's how you get past their attack the most obvious way. But then the area is filled with these guys that are ready to wreck your shit if you're moving too fast, because they're all hiding behind things. That heal's not going to get off. Alright. Didn't die against Fume Knight, already died here. Alright, let's try this again. We'll try to lure out the samurai in a more reasonable fashion. There's one. So what I was getting at earlier... Hello, friend. Enjoy that damage. What I was getting at earlier is that in the original version you could just play the DLCs right away, which is problematic progression-wise, because it didn't have the right pacing, necessarily. You could do stuff in the wrong order. because King Vendrick, more or less, is the one who sends you on this mission in the first place to get all the crowns. And so, if they didn't require you to have the Ashen Mist Heart, that meant that, or the King's Ring at the very least, you could have conceivably gotten all the crowns without ever having met King Vendrick in the first place, which kind of messes up their storyline a bit. So, I guess you... Wait. No, my logic's already broken. You already... Huh. No, you can get the crown without the Ashen Mist Heart, because that was for Fume Knight. Never mind. I don't know. I just figured that for some reason they wanted you to not defeat all the DLCs before fighting Vendrick. I mean, encountering Vendrick, because you need to meet Vendrick first, and then from there you are sent to meet the Ancient Dragon, and then from the Ancient Dragon you get the Ashen Mist Heart that gives you access to this part of the DLC, which you can't access otherwise. But I guess my point is somewhat defeated by the fact that yes, you get the crown outdoors before you go in here, so this is truly an optional fight. But at the very least, maybe it's just because they just knew that it was going to be difficult, so they just required you to have gotten... It was the one part of the DLC that explicitly requires you to have done certain parts of the game beforehand, whereas the other ones you can kind of just wander in. The only requirement for Sunken King is just to defeat the Rotten. The only requirement for this DLC is to do the Old Iron King. Look at that fire. So as you can imagine, with all these things shooting fireballs everywhere and all these samurai ready to sprint after you all the time... Oh, this guy's hanging out around the doorway. Just in the right place to get you stuck in front of the fireballs. As you can imagine from all this enemy placement, the usual strategy of sprinting to the boss during subsequent attempts, which a lot of people do, and frankly that's what I do off camera a lot, is when I clear the way to a boss playing normally, and then when I lose against the boss I usually run to the boss. Very easy for bosses like Fume Knight, where the bonfire is like 2 feet away from the boss chamber, but this one, you have to clear through this area full of ninjas and shit, which is kind of problematic for a number of reasons. This guy's gonna come up behind me. Hey, buddy. Aw, he hilted his sword back up. That's adorable. I don't know why you thought that'd be a good idea. I got frustrated with the... It's frustrating. I took so many attempts on the boss in this area. I think I actually started despawning the enemies here, because it was also really difficult to run past them all, because they sprint after you and they pull out bows if you're out of their range and stuff like that. So, clearing them manually might be the best strategy in some cases, unless you really get your path down, which I think I eventually did, but it can be a little rough. So there's that whole first area full of all those samurai and those guys shooting fireballs and everything, and now here's a whole other chamber where you have to do the same... I don't think they shoot fire at you. You still have to deal with all the samurai trying to chase you. They usually would hit me, no matter how much I try to serpentine and be careful about it, they'd usually hit me with bow shots of some kind. So I'd have to heal before going into the boss fight, because I wouldn't survive otherwise. So I'd be basically walking down that door over there at the end of the hallway, and just trying to chug... just trying my hardest to like chug a life gem as I enter the boss chamber, because if I wait for even a second longer, then all the guys chasing me will just follow me in. I could probably be more careful about this, but right now I'm finding that an effective strategy is just to let them hit me. Let them hit me once, but then get that massive counterattack damage as a result. I'm going to go over here to line of sight. It'll aggro this guy towards me, but also the guy behind him won't be able to as clearly see us. There we go. So at this point, I just kill this guy, and I basically have access to the boss fight, which is right behind that door over there. But I'm of course going to explore downstairs before I do that, though, just to see what kind of stuff's around there. Might be worthwhile stuff. Repair powder, that's always good to have, not have to pay for it. Although 2,500 is becoming an increasingly negligible amount of money. Hey, little fire dude. And right down there's the boss fight. That's where our playthrough is going to end, aside from talking to Vendrick for a little while. So I might as well start at the beginning, but now on the second floor. Thankfully, this whole chunk of the area is totally optional for reaching the boss, so you don't have to go through this zone on your way to the boss every time. I'm just trying to be careful because I don't know what directions knights might aggro from. No, that's not even a bad thing here. Behind! Oh, good job. Twin blade +7. That is a good note. Good job, buddy. I don't rate positively enough, probably. I just get mad at all the ones that are stupid. Nothing here. Is it just that one fire dude? Is there no, like, enemies around here? I kind of felt like there should be enemies around here. Do you open? You don't open. It is funny watching me my character run around with this big, silly Catarina armor. Let's see. To make up... You weigh 2. You weigh 1.5. There we go. That'll make up for the weight of wearing the Catarina armor, which is already kind of silly to wear. I'll take off my bow and extra weapon since I won't be using them during the boss fight. Just to help lighten the load and get me slightly better stamina regeneration. And oh, hello, friend. Oh, hello, friend. You were waiting in both directions at once. That's rude. I don't appreciate this tactic. Let's see. I want one of them to be in bow mode for as long as possible. So, yeah, there we go. If I stay in bow range for one of them, that makes it easier to melee the other one. Come on, buddy. That was not a successful parry. It looked pretty close, though. I always have trouble parrying the samurai because they just have such fast attack animations. You really have to get that down, and I don't. I definitely parried more earlier in the playthrough than I did later in the playthrough because the enemies got more aggressive and difficult to time properly. Where's this lead? The other ladder? The other staircase? Alright, that's it. That's all that's downstairs, really. Unless there's like a hidden wall somewhere around there, which I could totally be missing. So this boss fight is interesting. He's all about... He's a really honorable samurai type boss. He's Sir Alonne, or Sir Alonne. He's the guy that all those weird samurai knights are modeled after. And he's the one where this armor set comes from, that you've been seeing everyone wear, that the samurai seem to have, is specifically modeled after him. Let's see. Catarina is noticeably lighter. That's weird. I always imagined this would be a heavy set, but I guess not. So, he has a special effect where, if I remember correctly, I think he bows his head when you start the fight, which is just a nice little acknowledgement. I'll go ahead and get rid of my fire bombs since I won't be using those. Yeah. He bows his head before the fight, I think, and the special thing about him is if you can defeat him without taking a single point of damage from him, and I think there might be a time limit involved too, he'll actually just commit seppuku. He'll execute himself for the shame he's brought upon himself or whatever. I won't be doing that, probably, because dude's hard to fight. I'll be shocked if I beat him on my first try. Also, best boss fight chamber or best boss fight chamber? See that little bow he did, I think? Let's try to remember how his attack animations work. Oh, that was not successful. Alright, there goes my special death condition. Nope. Don't appreciate that, sir. Wow, rapiers are nice. Why do people use other weapons ever? Oh, let's be careful here. Let's be careful here. Oh god. No. Alright, I need to look for a nice... Nope. I had to look for a nice healing opportunity that did not arise. I got really thrown off. I accidentally pressed forward and attack at the same time, which made me do this stupid, like, I'm gonna smack you with my backhand, and that's not an effective strategy. And then I never recovered from that mistake. Alrighty, let's see if I still know how to run through this area. I'm going to try to show you how I usually would get to this boss fight during my many attempts in the past. A big part of it is just being able to avoid various fire attacks. You need to pace your sprinting very carefully. You basically want to be sprinting whenever you're near an enemy to avoid getting hit by them. And you want to pace it so you don't ever, have to wait for it to recover. Yep, I've pretty much blown it already. Thankfully, it's hard to heal during the Sir Alonne boss fight, so I don't think I'll need all these extra Estises anyway. I'll probably only use 3 or 4 maximum during the fight itself. Ow! It also helps to know how to... Ow! Jesus Christ. Wow. It really shows how much practice was a big deal for this whole thing. I had this down to a science where I'd only get hit like once, but that was definitely because I had to do it like 20 times and not because I'm doing this right now. One quick heal, and we're going to try to go through the door, and hopefully they're not right on me and attacking me while I go through. Alright, not too bad. Only used 3 flasks. Don't mind me, I just want this... Alright, hey. Alright. Much like Ash Knight, it's good to be behind him a lot. Ow. It's also good to roll ever. Hit. Rude. That's also that attack. Basically, any attack where he does a thrust is a good time to heal. Ow. Because he has a long recovery. He has a long recovery from those for really a lot of his attacks. He's a very dramatic looking fighter, which I guess is more or less what Samurai looks like anyway. Got to be careful because every thrust attack, they all look. He's really a good fight. He was a great fight because every attack looks different, which I really appreciate because you can tell what he's doing, which you can't do with a lot of boss fights sometimes, which can be very frustrating. But with him, you know exactly what every move's going to be, just from looking at his stance and stuff like that. Which means he's a terrible fighter, because he's giving me tells, obviously. But, it's still, I appreciate being able to tell what's going on as far as boss design goes. There we go. This is the coolest boss chamber ever. I'm trying not to look at it. I used to have that timing so down. I need to dodge. Yep, there we go. Same attack again. Redeemed myself a little bit. Here it comes again. And failed. I'm 1 for 3 now. Gotta be careful. Oh, nice crit. Ow. That's me rolling way too early. I might die here. Do a double chug. Triple chug! Sunny D! Alright. Nope. Don't get stabbed by that. I think it curses you. It's definitely bad for you. It powers him up. And he ragdolled in midair. That is such an undignified death for Sir Alonne. Unfortunately, yeah, he has a lot of jumping attacks. He's got a pretty dramatic death animation, but if you kill him when his feet are on the ground, he just awkwardly ragdolls. That went pretty smoothly, actually. Alright. What a cool boss fight. It's really fun to do. The run here is frustrating, especially for newer players, so from that perspective, I kind of wish you didn't have to deal with it, but the boss fight itself is great. Soul of Sir Alonne, who once served the old Iron King. Sir Alonne came from an eastern land and became the king's most trusted knight. Use the wondrous soul of this knight to acquire numerous souls, or to create something of great worth. So now what I can do, we're going to progress down here. Let's take a look at this room for a second, though, actually. With this dumb guy in the middle of it. That's pretty great. This is where PvP arena matches should be taking place. It's just such a cool chamber for a cool boss fight. All that's really outside is red sky. There's something kind of important over here, though. It's the throne room. Finally found it. I think I can get something here. Smelter wedge. There we go. Is there a secret wall around here? I didn't think so. Of course, there's the usual sign saying that they're all secrets. Liar. The original sign's not even there anymore, it's just the one calling them out. And that teleports us out. Alrighty, so now, with that boss fight down, we're all out of bosses in Dark Souls 2 until we go into New Game Plus. But we have 2 smelter wedges. So I need to revisit an old idol that we never defeated before, and I need to find one that I think I haven't even seen yet in this playthrough, and destroy those. Then we'll pay a visit to Vendrick and close things off.
Bearer of the curse, I will always be at your side until hope has fully withered.
The way she says that does totally weirdly make it sound like it's her goal to wither our hope. Well, I can get another 40 hit points, which I think is a valid approach here. Since everything else, all the damage-related stats have such minor effects on my damage at this point, and tiny increments of stamina aren't going to give me that much more help, so I think just making it harder to kill is probably the way to go at this point. Come on. Oh, come on, it's so close. No, don't go back. You sillies. Alright, let's give this a shot. Hey, assholes. How you doing today? Ow. Ow. Why? 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 Ow! This room sucks. Why does the room have to suck so bad? Don't wake up, armor. Don't wake up. It's a bad time to wake up. Ow! How did none of these guys get touched by fire? There's so much fire in the area. I'm just trying to let them on fire. It's cool. Whee! I did a thing. It only killed that one dude. That was stupid. Come on, kill the giant dude. Come on. I just want to do this right. Damn it. That did nothing. That was pointless. Ow. This room sucks. This room sucks. It is handy to have this door, though. And also to not be worried at all about Estus Flask usage, because this room's all I'm trying to accomplish. Ow. Am I waking anything up? No? Okay. Just don't want to wake up any other surprise encounters. Uh-oh. Here come the baddies. Holy crap, they're attacking in unison. That's freaky. I don't like it. Oh, archer guy's here. Just here to be a dick? And there's so many enemies. Guy shooting you with arrows, guy throwing firebombs at you. Giant guy with a hammer that also spits fire whenever he feels like it. Come on. Hit. Ow. I got staggered by his dumb fire. Stop living. You're the only hazard here. There we go. Everyone else I can deal with. That guy's a dick. Now it's easy. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Get out of here. Oh. That didn't quite... Kinda thought that would kill him. Didn't actually do that much damage in the first place. Yeah, power stancing is hard to argue in favor of for rapiers. It really does seem to be more effective just to poke the shit out of somebody with one weapon. Ow. Surprise fire attack. The idol is definitely awake. And I've also burned through every single life gem in this room. No regrets. I mean, Estus Flask. Bam. That'll be Smelter Wedge and Nadalia Idol, number 11. I back off as if they're going to blow up. I actually have no idea if they do. It just seems like a good idea to not stand by the thing that's on fire. Alright, yep. One more to go. And this is the one I always miss and always have to check afterwards. And it's, I believe we get that from the foyer. Is this it? Oh, found it. Alright, found it. It's behind this weird elevator going up and down that has the weird thing in the wall. There's just an opening. There's just an iron door here. I'm pretty sure I didn't notice it. I'm pretty sure I missed it last time, too. I think it's just an easy thing for me to not notice, apparently. Just deal with this possessed armor. And then we can go check out these rooms that have the, Ow. Ow. Way to go. You clearly know how to roll. Let's go ahead and get this one open as fast as possible. Deal with the fact that it's trying to hurt me. Chug. Alright, this is the final idol. Stick it there. Right in the heart. Yeah. Alright, backing off. Fire Drake Stone. That'll let me enchant a weapon with fire later on. That's the last soul of Nadalia, Bride of Ash. Yep, Soul of Nadalia, Bride of Ash. Now, instead of being fragments, they're just a soul. Nadalia is no more. True Soul of Nadalia acquired. Soul of Nadalia, Bride of Ash, who renounced her flesh and wandered Broom Tower. In the act of dancing, the Bride of Ash was transfigured as smoke, enticing people to her residence, and so her seat of power came to be known as the Broom Tower. This wondrous soul of the Augur of Solitude can be used to acquire numerous souls or make something of great worth. There's also a few things around here. You can see we have like the Sky Jail from Game of Thrones, and you can see off there there's a secret item hanging out on a ledge, which is very missable. So we're just gonna go and enjoy our rewards. Titanite Shard times 10, wow. Petrified something. Broadsword times +7. A lot of... I like all these +7s that they give us, just because it's a nice head start at having new items. No! New items without having to upgrade something from scratch. That was almost really bad. That would have been embarrassing. Might as well check this out. It's in a big open space, so I don't trust it. Whenever I see a chest in an open space, I'm like, that might be a mimic, because it's in an area where they might spawn one. A life ring +3. That's the highest level life ring in the game. I'll go ahead and test it out real quick. I have 1985 hit points. Is that before or after the flask? I think, is that just my max? That's just my max. Okay. 1985 hit points. Oops. Life ring +3 should increase it significantly. I think it might even be like 20%. 15%, 20%, something like that. There we go. I had the +2 with me already. +3. 2282. So it gave me like a solid 200 more hit points or something like that. Not a huge difference, but it can be handy if you really want those hit points to keep you alive. Especially since if you're in really low equip load like I am, you might not even need the Chloranthy ring. So just having even more hit points to cap yourself off, to stop yourself from dying, could be really handy. I was trying to pick that up. That's really the go-to for surviving boss fights, and a lot of the times is just that, like, at some point it gets really hard to increase your damage anymore. So just making yourself be able to take more hits without dying can really be what changes everything. Because a lot of fights are ended before you run out of healing potions, because you didn't run out of healing. You just unfortunately got hit too many times in a row, or died very abruptly before you could do anything about it. Oh, that's neat. Down there you can see the chain that attaches us to the Maldron the Assassin fight, and where one of the other idols was. I do love that you can see so much from various parts of these maps. But that's basically it for the old Iron King DLC, and that's basically it for our Let's Play of Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. Just as a reminder for everybody, I already have a series for Demon Souls, and then another series for Demon Souls where I played with a friend of mine and we switched off controllers. I have a Dark Souls playthrough, I have a Dark Souls 2 playthrough of the original version before Scholar of the First Sin came out. I have a New Game Plus playthrough of that I haven't finished yet. I'm actually going to finish that up really quick right after this episode. And then once that's done with, by the way, also, obviously, Bloodborne playthrough just happened. You guys all saw that, though, because it's been happening at the same time. So basically every Souls game, even the one that's the spiritual Souls game, I've played on this channel. So next on this docket is I'm going to finish my New Game Plus playthrough, where I'm playing as a Hexer in the original version of Dark Souls 2. I'm very close to the end. I already have, for example, I just did the dragon. I just did Ancient Dragon where I left off back in January, and I just want to finish that off because I don't like having incomplete series on my channel. So that'll be my next goal. And once that's out of the way, we're going to start doing New Game Plus playthroughs of Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin and Bloodborne in parallel. And on top of that, we have a series going on for Witcher 3, so if you like Western action RPGs with lock-on mechanics and stabbing people in the face and sometimes maybe magic, you're in luck. And I'll be sure to mix in some other things for variety as we go along, like I generally do. But I'm just going to close this thing off by going and talking to Vendrick.
Seeker of fire, deliverer of crowns. What do you see in the flames? Find the crowns and your own answers. The crowns hold the strength of lords from times long past. Seek adversity, as befits you, seeker of fire, coveter of the throne. Seeker of fire, conqueror of dark. I too sought fire once. With fire, they say, a true king can harness the curse. A lie, but I knew no better. Seeker of fire, you know not the depth of dark within you. It grows deeper still, the more flame you covet. Flame, oh, flame. Seeker of fire, I see you've subdued another foul creature. One of the Father of the Abyss spawn. That confounded quintessence of humanity. The Abyss once had form, but then dissipated. And yet, traces of its existence endured. Each fragment, thirsting for power, spread dark with no relent. My dear Chandra was one such fragment. A feeble, tiny thing that thirsted for power more than any other. Driven by insatiable lust for a worthy vessel. One day fire will fade, and dark will become a curse. Men will be free from death, left to wander eternally. Dark will again be ours, and in our true shape, We can bury the false legends of yore. Only... is this our only choice? Seeker of fire, coveter of the throne. Seek strength. The rest will follow.